Good day, guys. Austin here, as always. Today we are going to be setting up the SEGA Master System. Now, this one's a favourite of mine because back in the day, this was basically my first console. I mean, yeah, I had computers and stuff before then, some shit old Atari, which I had about 2 games for, and also I had the Spectrum 48K, the one with the rubber keys, which I loved, by the way. This was my true first console, and I've got some fond memories of this one. So yeah, I did a bit of care on this one. I made sure I had all the box art and stuff as identical as I did back in the day, and I made sure the theme matched my actual system. So anyway, enough of the waffles, let's just get stuck straight in. So first off then, as always, in the description below there will be a link. That link will point to a mega site. That mega site in there will be a folder, and within the folder will be a file for you to download. Download the file. It should look something similar to this, the SEGA Master System compression file. All you need to do is unzip, decompress, whatever it is you call it, and then we can work with it. So I'm going to do that now while I'm waffling on. Extract here. Yeah, so in there, as always, I've included the, well, let's have a look. Hurry up. Hurry up. Looks like it's done. Yeah, as always, included, I've put the readme file. It is imperative, it is paramount. I cannot stress how important it is that you read that readme file. Please do read it. Even if you've done this 1,000 times before, that readme file changes all the time and mix things up. You know, keep things fresh. That's how I keep you coming back. So anyway, read the readme file. There's another one that says who it's made by, and more importantly, as always, the 2 files that we are going to be using. Folders, should I say. Media-wise, I've given you a very good collection of 3D boxes. I've given you the cartridge art, whatever you want to call it. I've given you some widescreen themes. I've given you the wheels. I've given you the fade. I've given you the bezels, the databases, probably other things as well. But anyway, let's actually set this motherfo up. So first off, where do we need to go? Right, I need to find my Hyperlaunch setup. So computer, media, I think I put it in, didn't we? Yeah, this is the one we're working on. So in my case, it's in my D drive in my Hyperspin folder, and within there, as you can see, we're up to where we were. Please make sure you obviously walk through these tutorials. There are quite a few of them now, to be honest, but we are getting system set up, emulator set up, and the front end set up. So anyway, back to where we were. I'm just going to, as always, drag and drop these. So this is the decompressed, uncompressed, whatever it is, folder that we just did, and in there is the 2 folders that we're going to be using, databases and media. As you can see in Hyperspin, we have databases and we have media. So by dragging these across, what I'm going to be doing is merging and overwriting everything that's already in these folders. So drag it across. It should work its magic and then ask me, do you want to replace? In which instance I will type yes. Replace the ones in the destination. Okay, that will now give us the fruitful and bountiful art which I have given you. It's like a gift from the gods. Yeah, so we can get rid of that now. Leave that where it is. Now we're going to launch up the old Hyper HQ Buckaroo. And we can do some configuring. It's so exciting this today, isn't it? I'm sure SEGA Master System comes as a core or default file in the Hyperlaunch install or Hyperspin install. Yes it is, so we don't have to go through the worries of that. We are going to be using the RETROARCH Emulator, so if you got that already set up, then, well, you don't have to worry, but if you haven't, then make sure you go below and there will be a link to the RETROARCH install. You will need that to set up this emulator, this system, should I say. Okay, so hopefully you've already got that set up and we can now continue. My apologies if I'm waffling because, well, let's just get on with it, eh? Right, this is going to be a pretty straightforward one, as always. So, SEGA Master System, we've got it there. We need to tell it basically, first off, emulators. It seems we've already got it set up, but I'm going to set it up again because I don't know why this is in and I'm not sure if it is true. So, delete that, yes. Okay, first off then, emulators tab within the Hyperspin if that's full screen, let's say. So select SEGA Master System on the left hand side, go to your emulators tab. Within there will be ROMs path. Click the little green plus sign, and basically I want to tell this where my ROMs are. So in my case I think it's in my Hyperspin ROMs. Obviously this is different from where yours are. I will not know where they are. That's where they are. And click OK. OK, default emulator. Click the magnifying glass and you should have the options of all these. We're going to be using in this instance, or in my example of this install, I'm going to be using RETROARCH. You can use other ones, all these down here. I've only used MES, Fusion and RETROARCH, all of which work quite well, but in this instance I'm going to be using RETROARCH because that's my favourite for this system. Right, so there we go, RETROARCH. Settings wise, okay, but how should we do this? How should we do it? Right, I've already got mine set to true, so if your ROMs are basically compressed or zipped up or whatever, then you, in this instance, you want to put true. If it's not, then put false. If you don't know, if you're unsure, you can always check the folder to make yourself sure. But I'm going to put it to true because it is in mine. If you do have any difficulties, you've got a black screen or something like that, then please, well, change it to the next one or put it as default, whatever. That's usually the first case when something goes wrong. Okay, so what else do we need to do? Fade progress. Oh yeah, I don't want the 7-zip progress, even though it zips. The file is that short that basically it will have a bar which will go from 0 to 100% in like a second. I don't need that in my life, so I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm going to put that to false. I want animation type to be image only. I don't want any animation. No, I'm not going to mess around with that. Basically I've told it what I want here. Let's hope that it goes along with it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that as it is. Basically I've took the bar away, that's the main thing that I wanted. Fade info, don't need to mess around with that. No, we should be working I think as it is. And the next thing I'm going to be putting is bezels true. Yeah, I do want the bezel on this one. I like the bezel. But again, personal preference. If you want to use bezels, then put true. If you don't, put false obviously. And you can always stretch it. If you have a look at my RETROARCH tutorial, in there you will see how to stretch the screen to make it full screen or to fit the bezel. But anyway, we've got it all set up now. Let's actually test it within Hyperlaunch HQ to make sure our emulator and our system is set up. So first of all I need to audit. That's a good sign. I've got a few red games. That means that these games are probably named incorrectly. I can always go back and change them later on. But I've got mostly green, so I know if things are working. Let's have a test on something. What should we test? Alex Kidd. Alex Kidd in Miracle World, why not, eh? I think these used to come as free, installed in the later versions of the Master System. I haven't got my controller plugged in. Will it work?
Loading game. Loading complete.
Fade's looking good. Let's see if it loads the ROM or the game. Come on, you can do this. You got this. Holy shit, bricks and candlesticks. First time. Boom. Okay, so we know it works in Hyperlaunch. Everything's working. I'm getting too good at this. Too damn good. Okay. We are complete in this section, I believe. We've got the Hyperlaunch working. Now we just need to make sure it is set up in Hyperspin. Okay, let's have a little talk at this moment in time, just to, because I'm getting quite a few of you confused about this moment in time. In this instance on Hyperlaunch, it's not too bad. You think of Hyperlaunch as the, I don't know, the engine in a car, and the actual Hyperspin being the car that you're driving. So, you know, you got your bodywork and stuff in the car, or on the car should I say. That's your Hyperspin, that bits that look good, the bit that everyone sees and it's like, yeah, that cool car, dude. And Hyperlaunch is basically your engine, the bit that makes the car move. Now, yes, in theory we are configuring two separate programs to do one thing, i.e. run the system and the game that you want to do. But it's just the way Hyperspin is, I'm afraid. You know, you have to get your head around. There's Hyperlaunch, which is the bit that does all the good stuff, and Hyperspin, which is the bit that actually presents it to you, the user. So yes, we are setting it up twice in theory, but you know, you set it up once for all your games. So it's not that bad. Yes, it can be a long drawn out process and it's a bit mind meddling to think of doing two things to make one thing happen, but that's the way it is. It's something you gotta get your head around. And if you've been following my videos, you'll see that it's, you know, it's a quick routine. I waffle on for ages, to be honest. I could make this into a 2-minute video, but I like you to learn things as we go along. So yeah, I hope that explains something. So now we're going to go on to anyway the Hyperspin. So now we've sorted out the engine, now we need to do the bodywork. Fucking hell, my metaphors are fucking dog shit, aren't they? Okay, so we've done the Hyperlaunch side of it, now we need to do Hyper HQ. This controls basically Hyperspin, i.e. the front end. So yes, we need to tell it loads of stuff, again what we've already put in there. So first off, this will load up, take yourself to the wheel settings, choose the actual system that we're going to be doing, in this case the SEGA Master System, and in there, for some reason already, Jesus, have I been doing this in my sleep or something? Right, basically these fields will all be blank most probably, so what we need to do is set up the ROM path. In this case it will be, in my instance, in my, where do I put these? No, they'll be in here. Obviously in your case it will be different, exactly the same thing as what we just did in Hyperlaunch. Basically that was telling them where the games are, so it knew what games to run, what kind of games you had and all that kind of stuff. What we're doing in Hyperspin now, or Hyper HQ, is telling it which games to show us, if that makes sense. So yeah, choose that. Now I'm telling it where all the games are. Now I'm going to tell it what kind of file formats they are. So look at your games. I know all mine are zipped up, so I can put all the compression based files in there. If yours aren't zipped up, then you need to look at the file types, as in the name of the game or whatever it is that you want to be playing, and at the end you will have dot and then 3 letters or 2 letters. Those are the file types that you need to, the extensions that you need to put in here, and you separate them if there's more than one type with a comma but no space. So in my case I know they're all compressed, so I'm going to put 7-zip, comma, no space, zip, comma, no space, and RAR, because I know that they can only be one of those. At the top of my head I know only them as compressed file formats. There probably is some groovy ones out there somewhere, but I know that all my ROMs, if I have them when they are compressed, they will be only in those file formats. So I've put them in there to cover all the bases. Yeah, so basically what this is doing is saying, these is where all my games are. These is, it sounds like I'm from fucking Mordor or something. These is precious. These are where all my games are. Those are the types of games that I've got. Basically, when you load up Hyperspin and go into the system, look for everything that's in there and only show me the ones that I want. That's the bit that we go to now. So we've done where our games are. We told it where it are. Where it are. Again, I'm sounding like Mordor. Okay, so anyway, let's set all this up. Fucking hell, I'm talking shit today. It's a Monday again. I've been drinking. Okay, so as always, yep, I like it at 400. I like that set at anywhere between 230 and 240. I'm happy with that. I do want it to be animated, and I want to turn this wheel, yours will probably be around here somewhere, but I want to turn it all the way down so I don't see the wheels when I stop. I want it to be vertical and not normal. Then go on to the next one. I want it to have ROMs only. It looks like I've gone through this in my sleep. I want it to be ROMs only. So I only want it to show the games that I've got. So tick that and it'll do it. But in order for it to do that, I would have had to tell it, as we talked about a second ago. Oh, Jesus Christ. So basically, by doing, let's have a look, that, ticking that box, what it's doing is it's searching through the games and will only show the ones that I have. And by doing that correctly, the ROM path and the extensions, if you do any of these incorrectly, and then you go to this and tick this, then basically what it'll do is it'll jump in the game, it'll jump in the system, and then it'll jump straight back out at you, or it may just show a black screen. So if that's happening, ensure that you go back to this bit and these are correct, you know, because this is the biggest fault that I'm finding with people having issues with this section here. Again, I tick wheels only because I only want to show the games that have got wheels. If you've got any crazy games in there that I don't know about and there isn't a wheel for, it looks ugly. So I don't know. I like to click that anyway. I do want it to return to the last game, so I tick that one. So every time I launch that system and go into it, basically it'll go to the last game that I was playing or looking at. And I want to remove the text field info. Okay. Next bit, video. We'll set this. Why not? Hey, it's fun. You can put your videos wherever you want, but as default they will go within your Hyperspin setup in the media. So in my case, mine will be as default in my D drive, in my Hyperspin setup, in my media folder. Then I'll look for the system that I'm working on. In this case it will be SEGA Master System. Click that one. And then as always there will be the video folder. And as standard that's where they will all go. Even if this says something different, it will only change if you change this. Doesn't make sense. I know it sounds weird, but anyway, just tell it whether it is. Sounds, yes, I've already done it, but that will be click to standard. Trust me, turn that shit off. It fucking wrecks your head. It's alright for the first thing. Oh, it's like, oh, they're nice sounds. And then after looking through hundreds of games, fucking annoying. Special art. Okay, again, people, come on, listen to me when I'm talking. If you've got a 360 pad, follow my lead. If you haven't got a 360 pad, leave them as default. Basically, by doing what I'm doing now, it will only make sense if you have a 360 pad, because I've put files in there that basically show artwork for as if you had a 360 pad. If you haven't got a 360 pad, then there's no point in following this section. But again, I'm going to show you a 360 pad. So I've already done it by the looks of it. I'm going to do it again. So basically what I would have done is untick all the boxes apart from B, special artwork B1. So special artwork B1 would be X500 here. That one would be 384. That one would be 1. That would be 1. I want it to stay on for 3 seconds, and I want it to be gone for 3 seconds. So basically what I'm saying is, this section here, the little pop-ups at the bottom that show the buttons on a 360 pad, this is controlled by this section here. That 360 pad buttons are labelled as special artwork B within the folders that I've given you. So by ticking that one, basically I'm telling you to load the 360 buttons. With this little numbers here, these tell it where to place it on the screen. So by changing the letters, numbers here would tell it where to put it. I mean, you can have it right in the center of the screen if you want, but I've set it so it's at the bottom nice and neat. Basically it takes it a second to come in and show you the buttons, and then it takes a second to fade out, to disappear. It will be displayed for 3 seconds, and then when it does fade out, it will be gone for 3 seconds. So that's what these numbers mean. Yeah. So anyway, I can click out of there now, and that should be all that set up. Now I have gone through a bit more information than normal on this one. It's just that there's quite a few who are getting stuck with certain issues. So while I'm teaching you this system, I may as well teach you some tips and tricks kind of thing. So yeah, my apologies. It's a bit longer, but the depth of knowledge that we're oozing out of this system, you can feel it around us. So yeah, that's all set up. Now, hopefully, by the gods of Hyperspin and SEGA Master Systems, when I click this Hyperspin, I can go straight to my system and everything will be working tickety-boo. Now, there is stages that you will need to do on your own. First off, in the bottom left-hand corner, as always, there will be text here, displaying the name of the game, the year it was brought out, and the developer of it. Now that will be in the default font and default colours. It looks a bit ugly. So if you go to the the video of mine saying tips and tricks 2015, I will show you on that video how to change it and look much more appealing, suited to that theme and looking good. So make sure you do that to look good. Also, you will need to download the movies for all the games on this. I haven't included those, so either use Hypersync if you've got all that set up. If not, take a look at my Hypersync video. And also you will need EMU movies, or you can just go straight to EMU movies and download all the stuff there. Again, it's all explained in the Hypersync video. So anyway, I've done everything's sorted now. Hopefully, apart from the video showing each game and the text in the bottom left hand corner, we should be tickety-boo. But I've just told you how to fix those. Okay, come on, we got this. Oh my god, this is so good. Please. Master System. Boom, boom, boom. Groove is in the room. Master System seems to be working by default. Now please, show me carts, show me boxes, and show me games. Come on, do it. Oh my god. Oh my god, yes! Yes! See? See how nice this is? Oh, I'm just getting too good at this shit now. So yeah, like I said, you've got no videos, you need to get on to look at the Hyperspin video. That'll show you how to sort out all the videos, or you can go straight to the MU Movies website and just download them as you want. And also look at the Tips and Tricks 2015, because that will show you how to do the ugly little, where it says Xenon 2 Mega Blast in the bottom left hand corner. Basically it neatens that up and makes you look tidy. I'll tell you what, as a little treat, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you my setup of this, just to see the kind of effects that you could be applying to your setup. Come on, let's hurry up because I want to close this video now. It's a bit louder. You see? See how nice that is? Oh, right then guys, as always, remember, share these videos. The only way I can teach you all to sort all your shit out and get things working for everybody, so they don't pay for these shithouse pre-configured drives which do not work. I cannot stress that enough. They do not work. They're done by knobheads in attics who, you know, just want your money. They don't care. They'll send you it out. They'll be all smiles. The YouTube video looks cool and the website looks cool. That's because they want you to look cool. They don't show the complaints, the issues that everybody has. Honest to God, they do not work. I've got, at this moment in time, 3 people's drives to work on, to try and fix. Don't get me wrong, some of them aren't that bad. However, you will need to know how to do all this shit to actually fix them, just to get them working basically. So anyway, enough of that shit. Remember, share, subscribe, and like. Comment below if you've got any issues. Make sure you go to my Facebook account, Twitter account, PM me on the website. You can get me in all kinds of places. Anyway, thanks guys, and I hope to see you soon for some more guides. Laters all.